Straight ahead on 12 News, after a theft, police find belongings a family says were irreplaceable. Then, how a busy lifestyle
I was completely overwhelmed by all the stuff that comes with a baby.
Sparks a bright idea. But first, competition builds for a state Senate seat. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. The election is more than a year away, but already candidates are gearing up for what could be a hotly contested state Senate race.
Brooklyn Park Mayor Jeff Lundy announced he is running for Senate District 36. Reporter Sonia Goins talked with incumbent John Hoffman and Mayor Lundy.
Minnesota Senate District 36 is likely to be one of the hottest, most expensive races in the state. Republicans lost a seat in 2012, and they won it back. Jeff Lundy announced he was running last Friday.
I'm fully expecting a brawl. This will be considered one of the swing districts that could go either way.
DFLer John Hoffman says he welcomes the challenge.
It's part of our democratic process.
Both candidates agree education is a priority, but they differ on pre-K education.
I don't agree with having universal pre-K. I think you need to target it at those kids who really need the help.
John Hoffman co-authored the all-day, everyday kindergarten bill.
Giving the districts the ability to get children ready and prepared to move on in the K-12 system was giving people an equal start.
He also authored a bill that would make early childhood education available for all youth.
We were able, for the first time, and I think it was since 1992, get $1.8 million for school readiness aid.
Taxes and other money issues are also a concern for both candidates.
My whole equalization bill that was in taxes was tax reform. We're committed to get some tax relief again to the middle class.
You want to talk about gas tax, transportation fees to renew your car. You want to talk about the income tax. All those things add up. And so what we should really be talking about is what's the cost of government? What should it be?
Both Lundy and Hoffman say they are tired of the gridlock at the Capitol, and they want to see things get done.
There are a lot of needs that the suburbs have that frankly are going unmet in the Capitol.
I get excited to be part of the solution.
Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Both candidates say environmental issues are a concern, especially when it comes to keeping the Mississippi free of invasive species.
There's likely to be plenty of debate in the legislature next year over a proposal that would make it easier for terminally ill patients to end their own lives.
I've spent a lot of time bedside with people who are in the final stages of cancer primarily, and I've watched some people go through some horrific end-of-life experiences, and some of them have asked for help to end their life sooner, which of course we couldn't do because it's illegal.
About 100 people attended a listening session in Brooklyn Park this weekend. Legislation authored by State Senator Chris Eaton would allow patients with a diagnosis of less than 6 months to live to request aid in dying, provided that they're of sound mind. If 2 doctors grant the request, the patient would then receive the necessary drugs. Supporters say they don't expect many people to choose this route if the bill becomes law, but they contend it's an option the terminally ill should have.
I think there'll be a few people who will choose it. I think the people are aware that it's available. It'll be a source of tremendous comfort for them, that they might not necessarily ever ask for it, but knowing that they have the option to ask for it if things get bad, if they start to suffer.
Opponents include the Minnesota Family Council, which says it will work to defeat legislation that it says would prematurely end life.
Brooklyn Center police have arrested a man for stealing a purse from a woman while she suffered a medical emergency at a laundromat. Police say they arrested 21-year-old Cordero Akeem Lewis at his Brooklyn Park home Friday evening on charges of misdemeanor theft. Police say additional charges are pending. Officers also recovered the woman's cell phone during the arrest and returned it to her family. The incident leading to the arrest happened on October 13th at a laundromat in the 5800 block of Xerxes Avenue. The woman died a day after the incident. An emotional plea from the woman's daughter for help locating the purse garnered wide attention on Facebook. She has since offered thanks to those who provided support in the days following the incident.
Also in Brooklyn Center, residents can learn more about a Level 3 sex offender who has recently moved into the city. A Level 3 offender is considered the highest public risk. The Minnesota Department of Corrections lists 6 Level 3 offenders currently living in Brooklyn Center. Notification meeting is set for Tuesday, October 20th at the Willow Lane Early Childhood Center.
Beginning in Crystal, the Met Council will host a series of open houses this week with updates on the impact of light rail in the Northwest Metro.
And as Eric Nelson found out, these public forums will deal with issues ranging from safety to environmental impact.
The project wants to be sensitive to the neighborhoods.
In 6 years, light rail trains might be a common sight in the northwest suburbs.
The more that we can get out the word, the better.
Groundbreaking for the Blue Line extension could happen in 2018. And by 2021, trains could be rumbling through Golden Valley, Robbinsdale, Crystal, and Brooklyn Park. The public forums will give residents a chance to learn more about the impact on neighborhoods.
People want to know the route, and then as it progresses through the cities, does it have wetland impacts, noise impacts? What are the crossings like across roads?
There's been concern voiced from property owners along the proposed line about noise and traffic. For Janice McConaughey, who lives near the Blue Line tracks in Minneapolis, it has not been a disruption.
It really has not been a problem. It's really quiet. It's not like a freight train, which is a lot noisier.
The close proximity of light rail has made some trips easier for McConaughey.
And it's really convenient to get to certain places when you don't want to have to drive a vehicle.
Right.
And have to hassle with the parking, especially going into downtown.
I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
And tonight's meeting is at the Crystal Community Center. Tuesday, it's at Hennepin Technical College in Brooklyn Park. And if you can't make it in person but would like to comment, you can go online to bluelineext.org. Well, coming up, a Plymouth mom on the go develops a mobile app to help parents juggle their busy lifestyle.
And later in sports, highlights from football playoff openers for 4 local squads.
But first, a check of your AccuWeather forecast. Juggling work and family schedules is a challenge for any parent.
It is why a Plymouth mom and former software product manager created an app for that. In this week's Business Matters, a look at how this new mobile app helps busy parents manage their to-do lists.
What's the coloring for? What does each pumpkin mean?
For reading.
At Carla Lemon's house, the morning routine with 5-year-old Jack
I love school.
is homework before heading to kindergarten.
This is a great way to start the morning. It gets him ready for school, gets his mind working.
Routines and schedules are important to Carla, an engineer with an MBA who started juggling work trips and family trips once her son entered the picture.
I was completely overwhelmed by all the stuff that comes with a baby. And I found myself making lists every time we went somewhere, whether it was a trip or just an afternoon at a friend's house.
So Carla,
And as they pack, they just check off an item and it'll be moved down to the pack list.
created an app for that called Little Peanut on the Go.
Sometimes we still wanted to travel by ourselves. So then all the stuff had to get to Grandma and Grandpa's. And then we had to tell Grandma and Grandpa what to do. And that's how Little Peanut on the Go was born. It's basically whenever you need a sitter or a suitcase, you can use Little Peanut on the Go. Parents can create any number of plans.
From packing and to-do lists to emergency contacts and care schedules.
But then I can also add in special events like swimming lessons or soccer practice to a particular day during that plan.
The mobile app has all the information a caregiver needs and can be shared with the click of a button.
Things are going well, and it's picking up as we move into fall with Thanksgiving and Christmas travel season.
Carla's idea won at a local tech conference last year, and since launching the app in April, she's picked up 1,000 downloads.
Are you gonna wear your hat today?
For her busy family on the go, whether it's off to school or off on any other adventure, Carla has a handle on the daily schedule without the need for endless lists.
There's no paper floating around on my counter or hanging on my refrigerator anymore. It's all right here in the app.
Little Peanut on the Go is free to download. There is an in-app one-time charge when you share it with another user. Coming up, we will hear from 2 candidates running for Anoka Hennepin School Board.
And first, see which local teams are moving on in the high school soccer playoffs. John Jacobson has that and more when we come back. John Jacobson's here now with sports, and we're starting with soccer, and this will be a big week as the section champions are selected.
Some local teams perhaps will be moving on to state. Section championships coming up Tuesday and then continuing on the week. Section champions will be crowned this week in high school soccer. Brooklyn Park rivals Park Center and Champlin Park went head-to-head in the Section 5AA boys semifinals. Champlin Park gets a penalty kick, but Pirates goalie Salvador Salado robs Abdul Haji on a great save to keep this one scoreless. Off a Park Center free kick, Rebels defender Dylan Burchell saves a goal, reaching the ball right at the goal line. It's 0-0 at halftime. Park Center gets a penalty kick, and Craig Kaiser scores what turns out to be the only goal of the match. The Pirates win 1-0. Prairie Seeds Academy lost in a shootout to Mounds View in the other semifinal, so it's Mounds View versus Park Center for the section title Tuesday night at 7 at Park Center. In contrast to that Park Center Champlin Park game, goals were not hard to come by in a Section 8AA boys semifinal between Maple Grove and Rogers. Maple Grove striking quickly. Garrett Maupin, nice pass to Ryan Dubois. He buries it for a 1-0 Crimson lead less than 2 minutes in. It's 2-1 Maple Grove with less than 10 seconds left in the half when Kevin Zovic buries a rebound for the Royals, and we're tied up at halftime. Nick Backham lasers a free kick for Rogers early in the second half, and it's 3-2 Royals. It's 3-3 with less than 3 minutes to play when Maupin scored his third goal of the match. Crimson looked to be on their way to a win, but less than a minute later, the Rogers throw-in will bounce around and goes in off of Maupin's foot for an own goal, and the game goes to overtime. And Rogers wins it in the second OT. Trevor Klink's throw-in headed in by Logan Olkin for the game-winning goal as Rogers advances to the section final. The Wayzata boys also were eliminated Saturday. The Trojans fell to Washburn 2-1 in the Section 6AA semifinals. Washburn takes on Southwest in the final. The Wayzata girls beat Southwest 3-0, while Hopkins lost in the semis in 6AA to Washburn. So Wayzata will host Washburn Tuesday night for the title there. Champlin Park's football season ended with a loss to Stillwater Friday night, but 6 other area schools in Class 6A won their playoff openers. At Maple Grove, the Crimson, the #1 seed from Section 5, taking on Eastview. Nice blocking for Ryan Hanscom here. He goes in for a 12-yard touchdown for Maple Grove. They lead at 7-0 early. Later in the first quarter, Isaac Collins follows a huge block by Coyote Awashika, and Collins dives in, gets in for the touchdown. 14-0 Crimson. They go on to ground the Lightning 28-6. Maple Grove will now face Armstrong. The Falcons facing Woodbury in the first round. Collis Barber to True Thompson, 24-yard touchdown. Falcons lead 22-14 at halftime. In the third quarter, Barber gets loose on the keeper, and he runs 34 yards to the end zone. Armstrong wins it 43-27. At Osseo, the Orioles pulled away from White Bear Lake in the second half. Prince Crua gets loose here and scores on a 60-yard touchdown run, one of 3 touchdowns for Crua in the game. Then Osseo's Malik Gaylord hits DeMario Armstrong on a 15-yard touchdown pass. Armstrong has 4 TDs in the game, and Osseo pulls away for a 48-21 win. Finally at Wayzata, it's the Trojans at home against Farmington. First quarter, Jake Barsh to Tyler Didier for a 35-yard touchdown. Trojans lead 7-0. Keyshawn Alexuk runs one in from 10 yards out, put Wayzata up 14-0. They go on to blank Farmington 27-0. They'll face Creighton-Durham Hall next. Also in Class 6A, Hopkins upsets Rosemont 27-21. Oscar Johnson throws 2 fourth-quarter touchdown passes in the win. The Royals play at Osseo on Friday. And Ticino Grace struggles, but they beat Shakopee 27-20. Gay Floor Flomo scores 2 touchdowns. The Eagles will host Egan on Friday. Coming up Tuesday night, Park Center plays at Cooper in a Section 5 Class 5A football semifinal. That game kicks off at 7 o'clock at Cooper. And in Section 2 of Class 3A, Providence Academy will go on the road to play at Belle Plaine. That's a look at sports for today.
All right. Thanks a lot, John. Now to Local Vote 2015 and 2 candidates running for the Anoka Hennepin School Board.
Nicole Hayes was appointed to the board in February to fill the remainder of the term of Scott Wenzel, who died last year. And Scott Simmons is a former Brooklyn Park City Council member.
Hi, I'm Nicole Hayes. It's an honor and privilege to represent you on the Anoka Hennepin School Board. I believe public education is a three-way partnership between students and their families, schools, and the community. Working together is essential for children to succeed. As your school board representative, I will continue to be responsive to community members, support teachers and all school staff, be accountable to taxpayers, and celebrate every child reaching their highest potential. We need proficient readers by the end of 3rd grade. We need to close the achievement gap, and we need every child to have a plan after graduation. As your school board member, I'm committed to the success of every child. I ask for your vote on November 3rd. Thank you.
I'm Scott Simmons and a candidate for the Anoka Hennepin School Board. As an involved parent, school volunteer, and district taxpayer, I've been a long-time customer of the district's education services. But we know there are challenges, and there's always room for improvement. We should strive to achieve even better results and embrace innovative and new opportunities for great change, growth, and success. My goal is to be a new voice, a new leader, to improve all our students' education, enhance partnerships and communication with parents, respect the taxpayers, and represent the needs and concerns of the entire community while supporting staff and teachers, making sure they have the resources needed to help students succeed. I'm asking for your support to responsibly improve the opportunities that the district provides for its students and the community.
And on Tuesday, we will start hearing from candidates who are running for the Wayzata School Board. Still ahead, a look at Plymouth through the eyes of award-winning photographers.
We'll be right back. And finally, views in Plymouth that were voted the best in a contest this month.
The city and Plymouth Magazine held a photography contest and named winners in 5 categories. Chandra Whitfield won with this shot called Covered Bridge Sunset. Richard Buddy won for a sunset sail on Bass Lake. Holly Nielsen found this bumblebee in Plymouth. And Brandon Daly won with this pet photo called The Watcher. And Derek Brigham won with this snowy shot called Brothers. Grand prize went to Peg Brantman with a shot called He is Risen, Easter at St. Joseph Historic Church. Those were all money-winning shots. That's beautiful there, isn't it? Absolutely. One third-place winner came from our own David Dobrin, who runs all of our graphics here behind the scenes, and that's his daughter Marlo, who was basking in the moment. And we know that Marlo was the big star of that shot, right?
I was going to say, beautiful shots. We're partial. We like that Marlo photo.
And that'll do it. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Community Corner is coming up next.